So if you guys are new here, just click the subscribe button so you guys can see more of our great training. And if it's your first time here, give us a shout out. Let us know it's your first time here with a quick 1 in the chat box. Thank you so much, so that we can know who is watching us here and where you actually are watching us from. What state or country are you watching us from? We get people all over the world, don't we?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This is going to be a real wake-up call for your business, guys. I mean, really, we're going to be actually discussing, you know, there's a missing element that's missing in your business. And when we learn marketing, we really, it flies right underneath the radar, and you don't see it. So I'm going to just reveal it to you today so you understand it. Let me just, my last box here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm just going to follow up. All right, so let me, who else we got going on here? Who else arrived to the...
I see more people coming. There's a lot more people coming. You can't count them all because they're all there.
Okay. Emails.
Hello, good to see you. Hi, guys.
Okay. Okay, cool. So let's get the party started. All right. So what I want to talk about, guys, today is like, I want you to look at your business as a complete whole. Okay. I want you just look at it completely. And are you really being a marketer on the internet, or are you just literally just flying by and just doing the minimum work, you know, as possible to just get you by? Most people, that's what they do. They come on the internet, guilty as charged in the beginning, right?
Made mistakes.
You know, since I started in the beginning, I didn't know myself. But what people do is when they get started, they just do things just to get by underneath the radar. Okay. So I asked myself this question. I said, well, if you are part of an affiliate marketing company, or, you know, whatever company you're part of, why can't you replicate something similar to what they're doing that's working for the business itself? Right? Isn't that a good question? Why is it that we can't replicate something similar to that? Okay. And I asked myself this question. I said, you know, I'm seeing results, but I'm also seeing results declining after a while. And the reason why is because you can only use something so much until it's not as effective anymore, right? Things start to decline.
Yes.
Things just don't work out the way they used to. So you have to think on your own 2 feet as an entrepreneur. You got to think about like, okay, I need to make sure that I create something for myself that is for myself and my business and my brand, so I know that nobody can actually use it because it's my story, my brand, my marketing, my pretty much everything, right? And nobody can replicate that because it's yours, okay? So, because if somebody tries to replicate it, it won't make sense because it's not your story. Make sense? So I want you to look at your business, okay? So we're taught to drive traffic on the internet. We are taught to generate leads.
Yes.
We're taught to follow up with emails, right? Am I right? Am I hitting a nerve here, guys? This is what we're taught, right?
Right.
Go drive traffic, follow up, right? You know, build a list, you know, build that relationship, communicate, all this kind of stuff, right? But here's the thing, with capture pages aside and sales pages and all that kind of stuff, here's the thing, you got to think about this. There's one thing that's missing in your whole process. In your whole process, there's one thing missing in your business, and you're not seeing it. You know what it is? I want you guys, I'm going to really want some engagement here, okay? Let me know. Do you know what it is? If something is missing in your business, you got the capture page, you got the sales page, you got the checkout page, you're driving traffic, you're running solo ads, you're also following up, right? But there's just one thing missing. One thing. I love this, and I can't believe they answered this, and they're so right. Chuck and Diane is absolutely, unequivocally correct. Yourself and your personality. We feel like we don't have a personality when we come online. We have a personality at home. When we come online, we don't feel like we have a personality because we have to follow someone who's successful. And that's a myth. That, you know what I mean? That doesn't, it's not right.
No, not.
Okay. That's just your mind fooling you, and to think that that's the way you have to be, but you really don't. Right. So you have okay, your authenticity of who you are, right? That makes you what? That makes you stick out more than anybody else there on the internet, right? So if that does that, then why are we using other systems to use their pages and so on and so forth and things like that? Because in the beginning, we don't have experience, and we can leverage a system to actually get some traction. Right. But if you really want to understand the marketing side of things, if you really want to understand to be the marketer, the deal, just like the owner of an affiliate marketing company who's the one who's actually already put this stuff out, why can't you do that? Because your mind is telling you that it's impossible. Well, I'm here to tell you that it's not. It's not. So what I did, guys, I actually created like my famous little paint sketch, okay? Keep in mind, some of my writing is a little sloppy because of the way you actually use paint. But I'm going to go on the share screen. I'm going to show you something. It's going to enlighten you guys a lot. Let's see here. Let me know when you guys can see my screen. Share. There we go. Okay. Let me know when you guys can see my screen. Cool. All right. Awesome. Awesome. Let me look at the chat here. Yes. Cool. All right. Sweet.
How you put the mute?
Looks good.
That's it.
All right. Yes, got it. See it? Okay, cool. So I want you guys to, if you see this FU, it's not what you think. it's more about follow up. Okay, that's follow up. But we're going to get to that. Okay. So everything is congruent with your marketing and your business. We all know that congruency is key and congruency is important. So what is the first thing you do? What happens when you first visit an ad? What do you see? The first thing you see is pretty much a capture page, right? Right, you got all this writing, you opt in, little box there, put your email in, it's a capture page. And then what is the next thing that you see on the list? Your VSL, right? Your VSL, your video sales letter. That means your own video sales letter, not the company's, but your own, okay? Now, I don't mind, I'm not against using, company systems and things like that, because I did in the beginning. But what I notice is as the company expands and more people start using the same pages, the same videos, there's no way for you to separate yourself from the bunch. It's impossible, right? You'll get a few sales here and there, you know what I mean? But you won't stick out and you won't be able to crush it in your business, okay? So if you look at this, if you create your own VSL, that is your story, that is your brand, that is you completely as a marketer, okay? Now, as they look at the VSL, it goes from the VSL, you actually drive into your offer, which has a checkout page to sign up for $1 or $7, whatever the offer may be. But the problem is what most people do is they use a generic VSL, and when they follow up in their emails, when they follow up, guess what happens? Has nothing to do with the VSL. You guys get that? Let me just go back to the chat again. You guys are gonna get some really big aha moments today, okay? That's the problem. This is why when a lot of people, when they get involved in systems, I cracked the code, guys. You cannot build and sustain your business in a big level, because what happens is you have to make sure that if you have a VSL and you're in it, there's more trust because you're the one in the VSL. You're the one with the story. You're the one with your brand, okay? So it doesn't matter what you offer, as long as you're the one in the picture. You can't write emails that have nothing to do with the offer. It doesn't work. Are you getting me? So what happens is, let me give you an example. So whenever we drive the system capture page and Super Affiliate Network, for example, that's our company, we will follow up, but of course it would be like our capture page and we'll use their sales page, right? And we've got a pretty decent opt-in rate, things like that, to get some leads. And we might get a few sales here and there, but not more consistent. The problem is the emails that were being written had nothing to do with what the VSL was talking about. The story was not my story, right? All those testimonials, you can use testimonials, but it's not your story. It's not linked to you. It has nothing to do with you, right? Unless you're promoting an offer that has you in the story, then you can use those testimonials. All right? I don't want you guys to get confused, but this is a big, important factor in your business. You want to make sure that when you start it, you work backwards, okay? You have to make your own video sales letter. All right? So we're going to go into some private training with our team once the live is done. And I'm going to open up our business so you can see everything, and we're going to get more deeper into that. So what happens is, guys, once you start following up, your emails are trying to push an offer. There's no engagement. There's no relationship building because they don't trust you. Right? This is making sense? So you can't really build a relationship. You can't get that cold lead into a warm lead because they're like, what the hell is this person talking about? That sound like you? That sound familiar? Now, why is it that if, when you use a offer, for example, Super Affiliate Network, and you let the system follow up, the system actually takes over, and when they follow up, everything's more congruent. Yeah, those guys are making sales, but not as frequent as they could. You get what I'm saying? Because it's not their story. And then when the person comes in, they're like, who are you? And they'll upgrade, maybe, but they're more likely to upgrade if you are actually the one in the video sales letter, in the one following up, in the one doing the follow-up that Anastasia talks about, by building that relationship and taking it to a whole new level. They're more likely to go all in with you because you started from the beginning and you started that process and you ended that process. That's how you build congruency. That's how you build a stronger bond, stronger relationship. That's how your brand gets a lot stronger in your prospects' eyes, right? That's how they trust you 10 times more than actually looking at a generic sales letter from any company. I don't care what it is. So does that require us to do the work? Yes, we have to do the work. Okay, we have to do the work. It's very, very important. So you go from the video sales letter after somebody opts in, right? It goes to the offer, right? And now here's another problem. You guys ready for this? We have something called the swipe copy, okay? We have something called the swipe copy. And in this swipe copy, we have to give it to a vendor to run a solo ad. Now, if you have, let's say this is your swipe copy right here, okay? You got all these written words, right? You got your title right there. It's your title. You got your written words. Little swipe copy for your solo ad vendor. Here's the problem. If your swipe copy has nothing to do with this VSL and your story, what happens is it's less likely for you to get a better conversion. And all it takes in your swipe copy, all it takes is a little one-liner. That's it. So for instance, if I go to my solo ad, not my solo ad swipe copy, but if I go to my offer, my VSL, I can take one line from my VSL, put it in the swipe copy, right? Just one line, send it to the vendor. When he runs the ad now, guess what? I know that whoever reads that and that person opens up that email and clicks on the link, they're going to go to my VSL. In that VSL, it's going to match exactly what I said in the swipe copy. So when they go to the offer, they're either likely to buy, or if they don't buy right away, when we actually start the follow-up process in our emails, we're going to be writing what's in the VSL as well with the emails with stories. That's going to put everything together in unison with our brand, our offer, okay, while we're driving traffic. But you just can't drive traffic expecting great results if you don't work backwards first and start working on your VSL to promote your offer. You guys get that? I'm going to go over to the chat right now. Let me stop the share. Okay. So did you guys get that? How important it is for you to be the one to create your own VSL and actually have the offer. Let me get to, I got to get my video back on. Hold on, guys. Woo, back. So isn't that something? So, I mean, if somebody's like completely like brand spanking new and they're just like, oh my God, like, you know, what do I do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right away, they should start working on the VSL. But you can use a system that your company has, right? That if it's designed to convert, because not everyone's designed to convert, ours is, but you know, you want to plug something in while you're building something. So right from the get-go, so what would I do right now if I was starting over in my business from the very, 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 very beginning? What would I do differently? I'm going to tell you right now. From day one, I would learn how to create my own video sales letter. I would look at a video sales letter for my company, and I would study it, and I would make it into my own, with my own story.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. The reason why is because you cannot succeed in a big way unless you have your own story. And we've been talking about that this past week. It all goes together, guys. It all meshes together. If one piece is missing, the whole domino effect starts to happen. It starts crumbling down.
Just like spokes on a bicycle. You can't put a bicycle together unless you have all the spokes and the wheels and everything put together.
Misha said that also in the first immersion.
He did. Yes, he did.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it's all about testing, right? Your VSL could bomb the first time around. Who knows? But if you learn from other, if you learn from, you know, other VSLs, video sales letter, you'll be able to understand the process and how it works.
Yes.
Because the only one that can fail is you. And the only one that can succeed is you. Right? So if I'd known this from the very beginning in 2008, I would have saved so much headaches along my journey, because I would have failed forward faster knowing that I should have been the one creating my own VSL. Okay? It's very, very important, guys, what I'm sharing with you today. You have your VSL, it goes to your VSL, right? Because they opt in to something. They got to see something. They got to see you. Once you, in your VSL, at the end, what do? You promote your call to action, which is your offer. Now, all the leads that go into your list, what's the next step? You got to follow up. How do you follow up? You follow up with stories.
Yes, yes, yes.
Shocking titles and stories.
Headlines.
Headlines. And then, of course, give them call to action. But not just any call to action. How about this? Now, we've been talking about something this past week and last week about building, engage, and sell. Okay? Let me just go back to my
And that was from the last Super Saturday that we did last week.
Exactly. So now we're doing follow-up emails. This FU is follow-up emails. Okay? So how do we sell? Well, you know, we can drive into what? We can drive into an offer. Make sure you write whatever was in the VSL, use some of those bullet points and put it into your email if you're promoting the offer. So it matches what you started in the first place. Congruency, right? What is the next thing we can give them? I made this bigger because this is a big one. Facebook.
You do that so well, honey.
Facebook group. Okay?
Uh-huh.
Facebook group. Why is a Facebook group important? We talked about build, didn't we? We talked about build, didn't we, guys? Didn't we talk about build? These big boxes are all Facebook stuff. But FB. What's the next step, guys? Right?
Facebook engagement.
Mm-hmm.
Got to do it. Yes, yes, yes.
What's the next step, guys? What's the next step? I'm just putting FB because this is the group section. Sell. So we build, we engage, and we sell. How do we engage? Value. Value. Give. Keep being a giver. Giver. Giver, giver, giver. Okay? Now, we don't just promote our offers in our emails, okay? We also could drive into what? YouTube video. I don't know, that could be a little better. I'm drawing from an angle here, guys. That's probably why. So let's talk about a YouTube video.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Yes.
A video. Giving what? More value. So you see how it all comes together, guys? You just can't grab a system and just start hammering away at the offer because it just doesn't work long term. It doesn't. We have to build a relationship. We have to engage. And the way to do it, and I told you before, you could YouTube, look at Facebook, use all social distribution channels, and we can use them also as an autoresponder. The great thing about that is we get them on our list. We pull them away from our list. We put them in our Facebook group. Guess what? We have more control about how to engage with them because they can see it in the news feed. If they're in the group, they're going to see the information in the news feed. All right, this is what we've been doing. We've been getting a lot of engagement. We've been making sales. We've been actually meeting brand new people that we never met before by using this strategy. Now, I just finished my VSL. And it's hot. It's freaking awesome. I'm really excited, and I can't wait. Traffic's getting turned on for testing in a couple days, about 2 or 3 days. So I'm here to tell you that it's going to be you who has to take control of their business. Start with the VSL first, okay? So let me go over and stop the share here again and put the video back on. And we're back.
And I have to ask this, Rich, because you were so amazing in explaining that. Guys, did you get value from that? Let us know. Type it below. Put it in the comments. Did you get value from that? I don't know who anyone else who's teaching that. Right? Awesome value, Diane Robin. Arson, yes. OMG, yep.
Yeah.
All right, tons of value.
Yeah, I mean, now I talked about this yesterday. I said I'd rather have 100 people to connect with than thousands. Why? Because I'm looking for 100 committed people. You can retire on 100 committed people.
Mm-hmm. You can.
They can retire if you teach them the same thing, right? So how do you get to that 100 people? What you do is You build a list. Yes, we're taught to build a list from everybody. Build a list, build a list. It's the biggest asset. Yada, yada, yada. But they don't tell you the meat and potatoes of it. Okay?
They leave that part out.
Yeah, they leave that part out.
Yeah.
The meat and potatoes is we need to pull them away from that list and have them engage with us in our private Facebook group. Why is that important? Because they get to see us like this, right? We're more real, we're more transparent than just text. Text is just text. It doesn't do anything for me. Now, video, that excites me.
Yeah, you can't marry your significant other through a letter.
Yeah.
You've got to make a connection. You've got to build a relationship. It's just like dating, right? You have to see that person face to face. You can't go on a blind date. Well, you can't do blind marketing either.
And it's so true. It's so true, guys.
Right.
I'll tell you. You have to look at the fact that if you just start marketing and you don't think about the big picture, certain things would just fly right underneath the radar. And you're missing it. You're missing it.
Yes.
You know? And I've been taught this for a while. But for me, I'm a stubborn person, right? In the beginning, I was stubborn. I was like, okay, well, I'll just use a system. And it worked for a little while, but it's not going to work the way it's supposed to work. The way it's supposed to work, it's supposed to be more effective to 10x your income. You can't 10x your income with just a system. Like for example, now Misha has a system. Misha is in the story. Misha is in the video, right? So for him, can it work 10 times better for him than it does for you? Or any system that you have for that matter? Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Of course it can work better for him. Because he's the one telling the stories. He's the one writing the emails. Of course he can crush it. Can you make a sale still? Go on, Dad, you can make a sale. Well, who just wants to make a sale? I'm here for the long haul. I'm here about building a long-term sustainable business.
If you want to make the higher percentage,
life-changing income,
higher profits, the higher commissions, two things you must understand. Number one, be positioned to earn those higher profits and higher commissions.
Yep.
And number two, build a relationship with your buyer. Two things.
Okay, guys. So now, since we are at that 30-minute mark, we are going to take off. I'm going to leave the live off right now, and we're going to go deep into our team training. So, guys, if you are watching us on YouTube and you're watching this replay, we're going to put this video up on Facebook afterwards as just a video, and you're watching this, be sure, okay, I left the link below this video for you to click on and get started with us as our team member, and we can train you to have success and be a marketer and not just an affiliate, okay? So with that being said, guys, we'll see you in a new live very soon. And right now we're going to go into our private team training here.
And this is where the part goes disappear and fades to black, because we're actually helping our personal team members.
Yep, we're going to be helping our team members right now. So make sure, guys, you want to be part of our team, click on the link below this video. Make sure you comment and subscribe and hit that bell so you get our latest trainings and updates that we do every single week. Okay? So with that being said, guys, my name is Rich Guzman.
And my name's Anastasia Haldridge, and we'll see you on the inside.
All right, guys. Love you. Appreciate you. Talk to you soon.
Bye.